Hello and welcome back to Dragon Quest Wall Tutorials. I'm Koichi, and in this video we're going to go over the new weapon. So that is going to be right over here. So this is going to be the Orichalcum Dagger. So pretty much again, like other weapons that I've gotten this year, I've gotten this through mileage points, and this is going to be the recommended weapon for the latest Weather Hokora Ruler. But for this video, I will be fighting regular field enemies to review its abilities, but most likely for the Weather Hokora Ruler, I will be using this particular weapon or a slightly different strategy. So here now I want to go ahead and break it down. So over here, you're going to see that for its regular stats, its max stat for attack power is going to be 180 attack power. Then over here, in terms of its stats for leveling it up, you're going to get +5 to attack power if this is equipped on a ninja for level 1. Also at level 1, +5% dual wielding weapon and field technique damage if the person or if the character is equipped with dual wielding. So this particular weapon is going to be good for both ninjas and also demons. Then over here at level 35, you're going to get +5% damage to dragons. Level 40 going to be +5% damage to machines, and level 45 you're going to have +12 to your attack power if you have expertise with this particular weapon. So I want to go now ahead and go over some of the abilities which are actually going to be pretty good. So with that said, I want to go ahead and challenge a battle. Okay, so here with this particular battle, you're going to see on my character on the left, that's going to be my demon, is going to be equipped with the Orichalcum Dagger. So with this, you're going to actually see a few different buffs here, 4 different ones, but the ones I want to focus are going to be the 2 left ones. So in this case, the first one I want to go over one is going to be the one on the left. That is going to be Ikinari Tsundora Force, which is sudden Tundra Force. This is going to cost 12 MP, and what it does is at the start of the battle, the wielder gains the forces of Hyado and Jibaria, which gives them resistances to both attributes and also increases the effectiveness of attacks utilizing those attributes, and that's going to last 5 turns. Then next to it, you're going to have a buff which has like a gear and a dragon symbol. This is going to be called Ichinaru Deshi, which is Wise Disciple. This is going to cost 2% of your max MP, and what it does is at the start of the battle, the character labeled as self will receive the damage to dragons plus and damage to machines plus special effect, which doubles the damage to those enemy types. This is going to last 2 turns. So now that I'm at this particular character, what I want to do is go over the first actual ability. So it's one we have seen before. It's going to be right here, Chaos Edge. So with Chaos Edge, what this does is with a chaotic sword technique, this does 175% weapon damage to one enemy and has a chance to confuse them. So going to be like this. Okay, so here again with my demon, the next ability here is going to be Tundra Force, which is Tundra Force. So pretty much it's just going to be exactly like the sudden activation ability, except this is one that you can actually use. So again, this one is actually going to be cost 16 MP, and the wielder gains the forces of Hyado and Jibaria, which gives them resistances to both attributes and also increases the effectiveness of attacks utilizing those attributes, except this is going going to last only 4 turns. I don't need to actually put that on, so I'm actually going to go ahead to the next ability, which is actually going to be one of 2 enchantments. So the first one is going to be here. This is going to be Force Enchant Cordy, which is Force Enchant Ice. So with this, this costs 15 MP, and it gives one ally the Force of Hyado, which gives them resistance to the attribute and also increases the effectiveness of attacks utilizing the attribute. It's going to last 4 turns. So for example, my second demon over here is using a Jibaria and eel based weapon. So here I'm actually going to give them, I'm going to enchant their weapon with Hyado. Okay, so back again. Here I want to go over the next enchant, which is going to be Force Enchant G, which is Force Enchant Earth. So again, going to be 15 MP for the cost, and with this, gives one ally the Force of Jibaria, which gives them resistance to the attribute and also increases the effectiveness of attacks utilizing the attribute. So this is going to last 4 turns. So here with the demon at the end on the right, their weapon uses Hyado and Dorma based abilities. So here I'm going to give them Jibaria. So you see Jibaria forces on that character. Okay, so next I'm going to have the last ability for this particular weapon, which is going to be right over here. This is going to be Orichalcum Dagger, which is going to be Orichalcum Flowing Light. So this is going to cost 59 MP. What it does 680% force boosted weapon damage to all enemies and has a rare chance to inflict freeze level 1. Attacking a frozen enemy increases the attack power of the next ally to attack and gives them a critical hit buff. So here, going to go ahead and attack with this ability. And ooh. Okay, so after that, so I actually did the ability. In this case, that is going to be Orichalcum Flowing Light. So after that, the one-eyed clown was actually already frozen. So attacking it again, the demon I have over here was actually able to get an increase to its attack power and also critical hit rate. So I'm actually now going to show you the extent of that with, let's see if I don't have anything else. So I'll just go ahead and use Grand Nebula. Like that there. Okay, so those were all the abilities of this new weapon. So this is actually quite interesting, as you can actually see from that previous battle. So I now want to go ahead and actually break this particular weapon down in terms of giving it a score. So in terms of sudden activation abilities, I'm going to give it a 5. So with the sudden activation abilities of this weapon, they would be most effective if the character labeled as self is equipped with the weapon, since you will not only have increased damage with Hyado and Jibaria attributes, but also increased damage to dragons and machines. So this combination will be very important for the latest Weather Hokora due to the weaknesses of the enemies and the type of enemy they are. So in terms of field battles, I'm actually also going to give this a 5. So in field battles, this weapon can be useful. if the enemies are weak to Hyado and Jibaria, and if the enemies are dragons or machines. But as you saw from a few battles that I did, I pretty much one-hit all the enemies with this weapon, especially since I have it on a demon which can do dual wielding. So this actually cleared a lot of the field enemies quite quick. So yeah, this is actually quite effective on the field. Only in the case, the only exception would be for the next point, which is going to be against metal enemies. So for metal enemies, this is going to be a 1. So with Sun and Tundra Force infused on the weapon at the beginning of the battle, it is impossible to hit metal type enemies until the effects of Sun and Tundra Force wear off. So without the effects of Sun and Tundra Force on the weapon, the chances of any of the weapon's abilities increase. Chances of any of the weapon's abilities increase, but will not do sufficient damage to metal type enemies unless it is critical hit damage. So that's the only case for this particular weapon. So again, no abilities that actually target metal type enemies, so can't do much about it there. Then in terms of a boss battle, and boss battles, I'm going to actually give this a 4. So this weapon can be very useful in a boss battle, especially if there are multiple enemies. So if the enemy has happened to be weak to Hyado and Jibaria, then this weapon is not only good for attacking, but can be useful for support as well. So with the ability to enchant other characters' weapons, it can provide even more damage to a weapon that might not even have attributes attached to it. So actually off video, I actually did have this weapon equipped on a character and used enchant force earth in terms of using that on the power pole to give it Jibaria based attributes, so that actually increases power against the enemy. So this actually is quite good for support. So definitely in that case, you should think about how you want to go ahead and how you can actually support any weapon that to increase its power with specific abilities. Then in terms of future use, definitely I would see future use with this particular weapon. Definitely I would probably use this in the latest Hokora, but if I'm actually just want to clear enemies on the field, this actually does work out quite well. This also might have to be due to the fact that the secondary weapon actually does give me increased damage as well. But with the effects of also freezing, and then also being able to buff up the next character, as you did see, so this weapon actually could be pretty good in a battle. So possibly you'll probably see this in a future video or two in the next coming month or so. So with that said, so future use, giving it a 4. So with this, total score is going to be a 19. So well, it does lack in terms of attacking metal type enemies. In terms of regular field battles, this actually does or can clear out enemies quite easily. So definitely this is a weapon that I would have, especially if it's going to be equipped on a demon. But besides that, the support abilities as well, being able to give allies either Hyado or Jibaria based attributes, that actually is quite good, like I explained a bit earlier. But yeah, with this weapon, probably, like I said, you might see it later on in the next month or two, but definitely this actually is a weapon that you at least want to have in your inventory and find some use for it. So definitely, if you have the weapon, try using it. for me personally, in terms of a field battle, I still probably would rather use weapons that do have abilities that attack metal type enemies, just in case. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So right now we do have the Sliathlon going on right over here. So I have gone over the Sliathlons in the past, so not much has changed since the last one. So if you want to check out or know more about the Sliathlon, you can learn, click on the video in the top right corner. But with that said, for the next video, definitely I want to go over the Weather Hokora Ruler. So please stay tuned for that. So going to go ahead and end this video here. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you would like to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.